Hello and welcome to GTI Transporters. I'm Darren and thanks for joining me on this video. So what have we been up to? For the last month we've been pretty busy with one of my favourite things. So obviously we love the Transporters. Also I'm a big fan of the GTI. So if we could combine a GTI or make a GTI themed Transporter, what would that look like? Well, I think it would look a little bit like this. So this is our take on a GTI Inspired Transporter. So if you cast your mind back to the original GTI, there was only three colours. One of them was red, the other was silver, and the other one was black. So this red Transporter, which is really nice spec, has been given a full GTI makeover. So stick with us. We want to show you what we've been up to and all the bits that we've added to it on the outside and on the inside. So this bright red, lovely Transporter is a 150 DSG gearbox Trendline. So nice spec, aircon, cruise, really well equipped on the inside. But on the outside, to give it that GTI look, we've added the glossy black grille and lower section as well as the splitter. And then one of our favourite little mods for the hookup on this van is in the badge. So no unsightly holes in the side of the van. No having to open the bonnet, no crawling around on your knees where someone's put the hookup in a daft location underneath the bumper. That's just super convenient. Hookup socket there, really, really swish. So, and that works nicely, particularly with the gloss grille, all tying itself in really well. We've upgraded the headlights to the DRLs are LEDs, and the headlight bulbs are just a brighter, better Osram unit. So again, very, very nice. Coming around to the side of the van, you'll notice its stance is now a little bit lower. So it's on Coney suspension, and that's the sensitive version. So what they call sensitive, but it's actually like their comfort equivalent. So it's really nice, softly damped, but gives you that nice body control and a lower stance to the van. 20-inch Navis wheels with 265 40/20 tyres on it. So the 265 is the choice, really. Much better than a 275. The 275 40s are just too firmer sidewalls, so you're not going to get a very good ride quality out of that. So 265 is much better. You've got a nice bit of profile to cope with the bumps and the potholes that we've got now, but also not too crazy that it's super low or super fat. So a really good sort of Goldilocks point of tyres. So 265 40, one to remember on a 20. So really nice, fit in the arch really, really well. Coming down to the side of the van, we've got the skirts down there. They're the Vanex plastic skirts, so they're bonded on. And what a better skirt that they are. You know, it's compared to like the bars that you get. We see bars that rot out in just over a year. They're all metal. The brackets are really intrusive in how they bolt on. The clamps that go inside the gutters actually end up doing some damage on the inside. So these are really nice. They fix into the factory screws underneath the van where the under tray is, and then the edge just gets bonded on and then bolted into the side, again using the factory mount point. So these side skirts are really, really nice, and they're not going to rust, and they just look really, really pretty. So again, with the 20s on the rear and glazing going down the side, we've added a Remo style rail, also in the gloss black, so you can see the theme continues with the bright red paintwork with the gloss black add-ons. So quickly, just onto the back of the van, you can see that obviously we've added the Skyline pop top into here. It's got solar sitting on the roof, 160 watt panel, and then just finishing the back of the van is the gloss black spoiler and a nice discreet reversing camera as well. Okay, so the bit that we've all been waiting for, the inside. And obviously the GTI theme continues into the van. So come and join us and we'll take a look at it. So welcome to the coziest, most comfortable GTI that I think has been built. Well, a GTI in disguise as a transporter. So what haven't we done? It's probably easier to list that, but as you can see, we've done all the cabinetry in here. It's a rock and roll bed setup. It's reupholstered front seats in the GTI tartan throughout. So the rock and roll bed is leather and GTI stitched around the edges with the tartan in the centres. This is the M1 tested rock and roll bed from Rusty Lee. It's one of our favourites. We really like this. So this is the 3/4. So this, you know, the more common sort of setup. So the 112. Really decent bed and really nice and safe as well. So 2-seater at the back there. Our cabinet's going alongside the van with the oak worktops, and we've matched it in this really nice soft red to match the exterior and to continue that GTI red theme throughout. And I think it just looks amazing. It's got our ship deck style flooring, and this is the natural oak. So really, really nice, durable flooring, which is waterproof, really tough. And then we've added a mat to that as well for a bit of extra practicality, and got the nice red and black edging going through there. Some of the equipment includes obviously the Dometic CRX50, which is a shame they've now obviously discontinued this particular version. So I think these are going to become quite sought after really, because they're a really nice little fridge. And of course we can colour code the panel on the front there. Lots of really practical drawers. We've got drawers up on the top here. Really big cupboard underneath. And then continuing into some more storage down towards the back. When I get down into the back there, I'll show you. But you'll notice a distinct lack of cooker and sink. And we've done so many builds this year where people have wanted to just not put the cookers in the vans. I think it's a really nice build. It keeps it simple, really nice, really clean, no gas in the van, really, you know, just a good setup. And to be fair, most people are now wanting to cook outside, you know, so it's a really nice thing. And I think it leaves that beautiful worktop all in one lovely piece. And as you can see, that's a really nice piece of oak in there. So we touched on the solar on the roof. This particular solar setup charges both the batteries, so it's charging the leisure battery and the vehicle battery at the same time. That little control panel there just gives you the relevant information for both batteries and obviously what's going on at any one time. We're now sat underneath the trees, so obviously it's not a lot that the panel is doing. And above that is your overnight heater or your diesel heater, our staple, which is the auto term unit, sitting nicely in the middle there as well. So above us, we've got the skyline roof. This turns into a double bed as well. So we'll pop the roof up in just a moment and we'll show you inside that. These two cupboards here, got loads and loads of space, really, really generously sized. And they're just a really lovely thing. All soft close mechanisms. So yeah, really, really nice. Van shades blinds, you see that blackout blinds, and they are a nice thermal blind as well. So it's going to keep the cold out, the warm in, and vice versa. Summertime, obviously, it's going to help you reduce the heat in your van, keeping those closed. They're just really lovely, aren't they? So yeah, and again, the oak worktop is distracting, isn't it? Because it's just so nice. Couple that with a decent sized oak table as well. Plenty of sockets. We've got 240 sockets over there, USBs throughout the van, USBs down on here, dimmer controller for the lights. I'll just put them down. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the camera too much, but dimmer for the main lights sitting on there. And like I said, with all the storage, it's got lots and lots of storage. Nice little accessible hatch in here, getting you into quite a large storage area over here. I think that's going to be best shown from the back of the van, so we'll do that in just a second. So that's accessible with the bed either in the seating position or in the bed position. And then again, we've got a nice little drop down door with a really big pocket inside there for loads and loads of storage. And then the cupboard underneath that is a complete through section from the back of the van. So again, it's going to get you lots and lots of storage. Same with under the bed. So we've got under bed storage accessible from the inside via a drop down door, and then open on the back, so you can get some really big, items in there as well, like your chairs and extra tables, any awnings and canopies and that sort of thing. So this van has got some really good practical storage going on. So the keen-eyed amongst you might have noticed this extra little grab handle. So this is a bit of a custom jobby that we've done for this particular van. I think it's a really nice little touch. So this is a VW grab handle from a shuttle that we've modified and then added to this van. So normally the shuttle would come with some quite chunky trim, so it would make it a little bit cumbersome to try and fit, because it's not going to work with the roof line. You've then got to change all of these panels down the side here, so it's going to get quite time consuming and probably quite expensive as well, whereas we can add this little handle, carpet the bracket quite nicely, and it's even got a coat hook on the inside here. But that is a really nice strong handle and just makes getting in and out of the van just that little bit easier, doesn't it? So yeah, that's a nice little touch. Another nice little touch, the leisure battery is situated underneath the passenger seat and the electrics, the fuse box consumer unit, and we've got an additional 12-volt socket here. Really handy position for inflating SUPs and kayaks and all that sort of thing. And then just to let you know what's going on, you've got a voltage display next to that, so you always know what your leisure battery status is. So this van originally came out of the factory with a double seat. So that double seat is gone, and we've managed to get a single captain's passenger seat with a swivel, and then obviously reupholstered that and the driver's seat as well to match everything in the van. And what a game changer they are. So not only do you get the really nice armrests, but a much more relaxed position for driving. So long journeys aren't going to be as tiresome as what they would be if you had a double. The double has a place, and we do like the double for certain things, and they do have a bit of storage underneath them, but I think for practicality, and particularly as we've got the rock and roll bed in the back with seat belts, this two-seat setup with the captains and the swivel is just the way forwards. Okay, so let's have a quick run through in the back of the van. So let's get that opened. If you don't already know, on the back of the barn doors, if you push the little button, it then releases the door and it'll do a full 180, same both sides. So it's not something that everybody's aware of, but you can then open the van right up or leave it on these little latches. Just make sure they don't disappear into the van. If they do, they are a bit troublesome to get out, but you just need to give it a good pull and then it'll lock back into position again. Anyway, so here we go. So the back of the rock and roll bed, loads and loads of storage. Now, I don't like covering that in. I think it then makes it restrictive, whereas what we've got now is a really big area, so you can put crates in there, you can put awnings, and some people prefer the more comfortable flat chairs. So if you don't buy the 10 quid chairs that all fold up into a little bag into a tube, which you could get into one of the cupboards, if you like the flat chairs, which are a little bit more comfortable, you stand a good chance of getting a decent sized comfy chair underneath that bed. So if we don't put a frame around it and we don't restrict it, the storage is much better, and I don't think it looks too bad either. So you've got lots and lots of storage underneath that bed, so that goes right the way through as well. A couple of sockets on the back, USBs, obviously really handy because you can get to those USBs. You've got an A and a C socket there. Even with the doors closed, there's enough space to get into those cables, and another 12 volts. So again, SUPs, kayaks, that kind of thing, easily accessible to inflate those while you're at the back of the van. This little cupboard here is all the way through, not quite to the front, but to that front section. So as you can see, we've got a set of chocks in there, and that's the sort of thing that I'd expect to be filling that with. So the mucky area that you can just go straight to when you get to the campsite, You want your wheel chocks, you want your hookup lead, you know, your little lights that you might put out, an awning or a canopy or something like that will stow in that there. And that's a really nice sort of load through area. It goes quite deep in there. And again, you can get into this little cupboard from the back here as well. So, and that's separated from there at that level. So you've got a nice bit of storage going on there. Again, everything's all on soft close. So really nice storage and lots of it too. So let's run through the pop top with you quickly. So this is a Skyline Aurora pop top. So short wheelbase van, long wheelbase is very similar. It has a lock-in mechanism, which I really, really like. So this is a mechanical lock that actually holds the roof down and in position. And it's a 180 lock. So the first 90 degrees actually turns the arm round, and then the second 90 degrees then pulls the roof into position. So if we unlock that, the little key is just hidden up underneath the sun visor. Put that over to there. If I just get in, I'll give the roof a push. I'd unlocked the driver's side already, so we've only just had to unlock the passenger side there. But that key is the same on both sides, just underneath the sun visor, and then there is your pop top. So it's going to give you loads of space and standing height as well. So if we move the bed out of the way, which is on an additional gas struts, so now we've got full standing height throughout the front section of the van. So to give you an idea of the kind of space that you've got in the pop top, this bed at the top there is very slightly bigger than the 3/4 bed downstairs. It's a really nice double, so it gives you loads and loads of space. On the side, you've got two unzippable window sections, and these ones have got a mesh behind them. And then at the very front, you've then got the clear window, which you can unzip as well. So we've got it unzipped there. Yes, so just quickly inside the van, we can see the seats a little bit better as well. But heading up to the head unit. So we've swapped the head unit out for this really nice Pioneer head unit. It's a Apple CarPlay, Android Auto sort of compatible unit. It's DAB, and we've also got USB out, and we've retained the factory socket there, but made that so it's running off this new head unit. So the factory socket still works, but now it's obviously where you're going to plug your phone into. And yeah, that works really well, because then you've got things like Google Maps and Waze, and so much better than the original unit. And it's much more powerful in terms of sound quality as well. So it must be a much better amplifier inside than what the factory unit is. So it's actually been really nice to listen to. So thanks very much for joining me on this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and seen again what we think is probably one of the nicest rock and roll bed setups that we've probably done, and particularly because it is that GTI theme, I just absolutely love it. So it's been a real pleasure to build this one. The customers that it's going to, just two lovely people that are going to enjoy the van along with our son. So it's going to make loads and loads of really lovely memories. I believe they're hopefully going to take it abroad as well, so it'll be really nice to see. So I'm hoping they're going to send me lots of pictures of it in its travels and out and about. Handover day is actually tomorrow, so we're lucky we've still got hold of the van at the minute, and then next week it's straight out. So no messing about, straight out and camping, and that's what we really like. So looking forward to seeing that. But like I said, thanks very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed our little tour and walkthrough of this particular van. If you have, then please do give us a thumbs up, and obviously do subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of our content, and we'll try and bring you some more videos of what we've been up to and what's been built. Again, thanks very much for joining me.